Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Today, we are going to be going through our live mortgage rates and then talking about 5 to 10 unit property loans, something very unique here. So, we will get into this shortly. Give us just a moment to go live on all the different platforms. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in nice and early. And it looks like we are live. So we'll go ahead and get it started. What we'll do is we'll take the chat off the screen for now, but go ahead and keep dropping comments there in the chat as you tune in. You can also drop any questions you have in the chat, and we will be happy to answer them after we go through the presentation on the 5 to 10 unit property loans. So welcome everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I'm the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, joined here by our president Nick Hershey and our CSO Jose Gonzalez. We are a lender that specializes in non-QM loans, and what we do every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern on this show is go through our actual live mortgage rates, and then we do a deep dive into a different loan type. And today's loan type is going to be 5 to 10 unit properties. So definitely an interesting topic here today. But first, we'll go through our regular live rates for a few different standard programs. So Nick, if you're ready, let's go ahead and pull up today's rates and see what they're looking like.
All right. Rates continue to be at multi-year lows here. So absolutely amazing. And we will compare all of the rates for today. It is September 10th, just after 11 a.m. So all the standard rate sheets are live here for our initial rates. And we'll compare the APR. If you'd like a full breakdown of all the itemized fees that go into the APR, please get with our team members. They'd be happy to help you out. For the demo, as we do every day, we'll set a standard scenario, a single-family home, 500,000 purchase price, 400,000 loan amount, corresponds to 80% loan, 20% down payment. And we use an estimated 760 credit score and an estimated 40% debt-to-income ratio. So with those settings, let's go ahead and check out the rates for today. Absolutely smoking. So first up, our 30-year fixed conventional option for a primary home, the typical loan that most people think of when they think of a mortgage. Coming in today, 5.625, final APR 5.939. Absolutely amazing. Again, over 1 year lows here. So we'd love to see the rates go down. Definitely recommend everybody get out there that was on the fence. Now, if for any reason our customer doesn't qualify for a conventional, we typically want to quote an FHA option to compare. FHA allows more leniency on credit issues and a higher debt-to-income ratio overall, but does require upfront and yearly mortgage insurance. FHA is smoking today, coming in at 4.875, final APR 5.829. So notice if our customer qualifies for both, FHA could be a tad cheaper, but does require that upfront and yearly mortgage insurance. And for our customers that need to use it, definitely a good option. Now, moving on to our VA, which moved quite a bit from yesterday. Amazing for our eligible vets and active service members. VA is an amazing program. Rates today as low as 4.99, finally under 5. Absolutely amazing. Final APR with a standard funding fee, 5.287. So as you can see, this is going to be a better option for any of our VA eligible borrowers when we compare to FHA and conventional. So definitely take advantage if you are eligible. And the rates are smoking. And moving on to the final standard option here, USDA is only for our properties in USDA eligible areas. That's the rural areas of the country. If the property is eligible and our borrower is eligible, these options are amazing. Smoking rates today as well, 4.875. Final APR with all the standard fees here, 5.598. So if our customers shopping in these areas, they want to compare that to an FHA, USDA is going to be a touch cheaper, and it's going to be cheaper than conventional as well. So definitely a good option for those rural properties. And that rounds out the standard options that any bank or lender can offer. But if our customer doesn't qualify, unfortunately, they may have to deny them. But we have 5,000 plus additional options, starting with our non-QM alt doc option. So our customer doesn't qualify with conventional docs, 2 years of tax returns, etc. Needs to use alternative docs. We can switch to this option using bank statements, 1099s, asset-related, P&Ls, all kinds of different options we went over last week. Rates today for bank statement coming in at 6.125, lowest in a long time. Final APR 6.450. So as usual, we're within about a half a point of conventional. It's typically where the non-QM tracks. So amazing options for just a slightly higher cost for our customers that need to use alternative docs. And we have tons of options for investment properties. First up are non-QM alt docs. So again, bank statement or similar. 6.625 rate today. Final APR 7.042. So that went down a little bit from yesterday. We love to see everything go down. And let's compare that to our other investment options. There are no government options for investment properties, so no VA, USDA, or FHA. But we have our conventional option, rates as low as 6.5, final APR 6.838. So that's a touch cheaper than our alt doc, but not cheaper than our favorite options. Absolutely smoking again today, our DSCR rates. DSCR stands for debt service coverage ratio. No income information needed, no employment information needed. We simply use estimated rents from the appraisal to determine a DSCR ratio. If the estimated rents can cover the estimated expenses, that's a ratio of 1 or higher, aka the property cash flows. For these demos, we always set the ratio at 1.5 so we can see all the programs. 3-year prepayment is a pretty standard option here. Rates as low as 6.375 with a 3-year prepay. Final APR 6.669, beating conventional, amazing. And we can even add a 5-year prepay to some of our options to get the rates even lower. Rates as low as 6 flat. This will be amazing once this drops under 6, hopefully later this week. Final APR 6.321, again, beating conventional with a DSCR loan, absolutely amazing. And our final DSCR option, a no prepayment penalty option. Some states don't allow it, and some investors don't want one, no problem. Rates come in today, 6.75, final APR 7.080. And notice that's a touch higher than conventional, but I'd still say 100% of investors would take a DSCR over a conventional when the pricing is that close. And the final 2 demos here, our newest product, 30-year fixed second mortgages. So a lot of customers have still a low rate first mortgage, but may need to access some equity, some cash out. We can do that instead of using a HELOC, which is typically the only option, using our 30-year fixed second mortgages for a primary home. We can get cash out as low as 8.375 rate. Final APR set 8.786. So that's much lower than a HELOC option and fixed instead of adjustable. And we can use the same program for investment properties. There are rarely HELOCs for investment properties. So these are amazing options. Rates as low as 9.5 to get that cash out for investors. Final APR at 9.739. And these are both non-QM programs. So can use bank statements and similar. Now let's get into today's topic, which is going to be on some of our favorite options. Again, DSCR allows us tons of flexibility for investors out there, and we can even work with our small commercial properties. So that's why we have the caveat here, 5 to 10 unit commercial properties, because remember, anything over 4 units is technically a commercial property. But Jose is going to explain how we have this sweet spot of this small commercial property where we can apply our traditional DSCR loans as long as the property fits the mold here. So Jose, let's talk about what it has to be, and then let's look at the live rates.
Yeah, that's the key component. Good morning, everybody. Basically, that this product, even though it is a commercial product, we were able to underwrite it via a hybrid program that we have that basically underwrites it pretty much the same as a 1 to 4 unit. The most important thing to note is that we will not be looking at the zip code of the property and checking population density and other demographics. That seems to be the issue when you are submitting this property via the normal commercial conduits. So this is underwritten via regular 1 to 4 unit DSCR guidelines mostly. So let me go ahead and share the options with you today. This is very important to note because not only are the interest rates lower on this option, but you're going to have many more opportunities to close loans. So with this option here, our first option is a purchase. 25% down payment is the lowest down payment for this option, 75% LTV being the highest LTV. And we're looking at 8.875 at a cost of 1.425 points. Where we taking this to a commercial conduit, would be looking at an interest rate anywhere from 1.5% to 2% higher, plus a higher cost. Our second option here is our low credit score option with a 660, 9.125, 60% LTV. at a cost of 2.55 points. And now for our refinance option, 70% LTV is the maximum LTV for this option, and this at our highest credit score tier. You're looking at 9% interest rate at a cost of 1.55 points. And our last option is our cash out, 60% LTV, 660 credit score. We're looking at 9.25 rate at a cost of 2.55 points. So very good option here, very good options, as you saw, all the way from our low credit score option to our preferred credit tier option. And definitely a great alternative to your traditional commercial conduits. Now, what I will state is, in the traditional commercial conduits, we are able to go to 80% loan to value on that. So if you do not mind the higher interest rate and a little bit higher cost, we can offer 80% LTV.
All right, we have one question here. Are exceptions ever made to allow additional units?
There are other products for when it's more than 10 units, but basically that would now fall more under the commercial type loan rather than this small commercial loan type that we have that follows very closely the 1 to 4 unit property guidelines.
All right. I don't see any other questions. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up there, but some very cool options. So remember that we do this show at 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday where we go through our live rates and then we do a deep dive into a different loan type. So we'll be back tomorrow with a new loan type to talk about. We'll see you all tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, for the next episode of Daily Rates Live.